Yeah. Hey, this is the old Donzo and Deez show after hours. Come on, Deez.
I don't know what the fuck. He's El Donzo. I'm Deez. Welcome aboard. Another Saturday night of uncensored, unfiltered stories. And I actually pulled some news stories that we didn't get to on the
Let's do
show.
it.
And a few of them are probably for good reason. Uh, yeah, a
Yeah.
couple of them are a bit rough.
Let's do it.
I'll save that one for a minute. I'll do this one though. 45 bags of human remains were found in Mexico during a search for some missing people.
You boys ever been to Mexico?
Anyway, 45 bags, human remains were found while searching for some missing people in Mexico. The Jalisco prosecutor's office said in a statement Wednesday, bags were found below a forest overlook on the outskirts of the city of Guadalajara, and it was so far down a ravine. Yeah, 45 trash bags. They had to airlift them out with a helicopter, and they don't even know how many bodies are in these bags.
Sounds like the train station in Yellowstone. Just saying.
Are you talking about the show
Yeah.
Yellowstone?
Yeah. Yeah. You
Oh,
ever watched
I've
it?
never seen. No, I do want to watch it. I just haven't got into that one. Yeah,
Well,
the remains belong to men and women, and it says it's not immediately known how many bodies there were. Apparently, there were like 11 people missing from this one particular business or call center. Yeah, 7. I'm sorry, they were looking for 7 missing people from a call center and ended up finding 45 trash bags full. And there's a couple pictures on the
holy
New York
shit.
Post. I mean, these are some like big bags. Like I think there's more than 7 people there.
We've got the biggest bags of them all.
Right? I mean, the fact that they had to airlift them out to even get to them, that they were down, that far in this ravine. That's
So
crazy. That's
let me just
reason number 712 why I'll never fucking go to Mexico.
let me just reiterate this for the people that are just tuning in now that are seeing it. This is off the cuff. We did no show prep for this. I've
No,
been
this is,
drinking
hey,
all.
you want to live stream? Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. This we just go for it. And we hope everybody enjoys it. If you don't enjoy it, go after yourself. We don't care. But we hope everybody enjoys it, get something out of this. And we're just, I like this. I kind of like what we're doing. You're talking about the bodies down in Mexico and all that other stuff. And we're just winging it. And sometimes winging it's nice. It's almost like talking on the phone to each other, like saying, hey, what'd you do this week? We
Right.
got video up. You can see my smiling face.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, shut up. Nobody fucking asked you. Nobody asked you.
And Kevin Ferris from also from Cities 92. I guess we should preface that by saying if any of you happen to be watching that don't know, we have a radio show called El Donzo and Deez Show on Cities 92.9 here
Correct.
in Bloomington Normal. And that show obviously is fit for radio. This
This
one,
is not.
not going to be so much.
No.
But we want to be able to kind of steer this part of it away from all the boring news and politics. I mean, we will talk some of that stuff sometimes, but this is more on a human level of us just shooting the shit, telling old war stories of growing up with crazy parents and strip clubs and then like I said, I'll pull some of these stories out that might be a little too much to put on the radio on a Saturday afternoon.
So I've got a bit of a story we'll get to whenever you're ready for it. Because look, this is how this goes. The Aldonzo and D show. I do most of the producing for it. This Deez does most of the producing for this, so we kind of split our duties up with it. But I do have a story about a friend of mine that I was hanging out with today that I would love to get to, and of course Cat can't join.
Yeah.
I would love to get to the story about a guy that I know and we were talking to today, and we reached that common ground in beliefs, and it proves a point to where most people, okay, that don't like say they'd vote for liberals. They just simply don't know. They don't have that. They don't watch the news, they don't follow, they don't know what they're voting for. So that's one of the things I want to get to today. But anyway, Deez, you have the floor. You go ahead, my man.
Oh, I was going to let you tell your story.
Well, I'll tell the story.
Yeah, go ahead.
So a good friend of mine, Ray, great guy. He's a humanitarian. He's one of the best human beings I've ever known in my life. Okay.
Super good dude.
He is a good dude. He absolutely is. We were sitting and we waxed philosophical this afternoon. Him and I did. We drank probably, I don't know, 15 beers apiece. We were just kicking back. It was a Saturday afternoon, having a good time. And he's, of course, on the liberal end of the spectrum, and I'm on the conservative end. And I made the point that just because, okay, you believe in something that's logical, and we talked about this on the show that aired this morning, doesn't make you a conservative. So, and he doesn't know anything. He didn't know about the Bud Light thing. He knew nothing about the Dylan Mulvaney thing. Nothing. Was completely oblivious to it. And I told him what
Wow.
and he goes, yeah, that's pretty fucked up that they do that. And I explained to him that Dylan Mulvaney was this guy that thinks he's a fucking 13-year-old girl, okay, and celebrates 365 days of girlhood, okay, and then Bud Light comes out and celebrates him and puts him on a can, but they don't put veterans on the can. They don't put, women like Riley Gaines on a can. They don't make her a spokesperson, okay? They don't do any of this stuff. And he's starting to figure it out. Then we go out and we're drinking beer. And, El Donzo quit smoking, what was it, 3-4 years ago? Something like that.
Which time?
Yeah, which time, right? But I still have a cigarette occasionally. He goes, hey, want to have a cigarette? I said, yeah, let's go out and have a smoke. Because I still say, I don't care. I'm not addicted to it, but I'll do it like a cigar, like most people do cigars. So we go out and we're smoking. I said, dude, look. I said, how do you feel about abortion? And he says, well, yeah, he's him-hawing around and all this other stuff. And I said, okay, let's imagine this. Let's imagine you got a 14-year-old daughter, okay? And she gets knocked up. And you find out after the fact that your 14-year-old daughter went and had an abortion and didn't need your permission. You or your wife's... And Ray doesn't have kids, okay? Mind you. I said, how would you feel about that? She just went out and got the baby ripped out of her. And he kind of got emotional. I wouldn't say completely emotional, but he really was deep in thought. If you know Ray, he's deep in thought about stuff. He didn't really appreciate that. And I said, okay. I said, now let's imagine you and your girlfriend, because Ray's older. I said, let's say you're 30 years younger. She gets pregnant. And for 8.5 months, okay, you think you're going to be a father. And then one day she comes home and she's not pregnant anymore because she had an abortion. They took the kid out at 8.5 months. And she didn't have to have your permission to do that. She didn't have to have your consent. She just went and did it. How would you feel? And once again, you could see him really thinking about this. And I said, dude, this isn't about 15 weeks or 12 weeks or 16 weeks. That's what, first trimester abortions, that's way in the past. What they're doing now is they're yanking kids out up until the time of birth, okay, and snipping their necks. And the father has no say or the parents have no say. So when you vote for a women's health and their right to choose, people hear that and think, well, anybody should be able to get an abortion up until 12 weeks. No, what they're really doing is they're trying to depopulate the United States, and it's sickening. So he's a liberal. I don't know. I wouldn't call him a liberal. He's there. He's kind of in there. You know what I mean? But he's very logical, but he does not follow the news. When you realize what you're voting for, it's sickening. The same thing goes for most liberals, okay, would not go to IHOP 15 years ago and lose their shit because there was a black mammy on a bottle of pancake syrup. Nobody cared about that until they were told to care. And the more we talked this afternoon, and I love this guy to death. He's a good friend of mine. The more we talked, it was like, I said, dude, you're not a conservative. You're not alt-right. You're not in the same boat I'm in. But you obviously believe this is wrong. That doesn't make you a bad person or a conservative. That just makes you logical. Nobody thinks this is right. This is like what was it? W was it the World Economic Forum or the World Health Organization that was calling pedophiles minor attracted people? Dude, I don't care
I think it
what.
was world. There was a report in the World Health where, yeah, it didn't really get legs, but it was definitely
No, but it,
mentioned
but
in there.
no, but it was a prominent mention in it. They call them
Yeah,
pedophiles minor attracted people. I call them bullet stoppers. I mean, just call it what it is. When
yeah.
they're trying to make this stuff, okay, mainstream, it's not. This is not right. Like we talked on the show about the whole gender thing. So what if I asked him, I said, so what if your kid comes home? Because look, I've said this before and I mean it. And I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. I love everybody. If you're a nice person, I love you. Okay. You're a good person. Go with it. Now, on the other hand, we shouldn't be encouraging this fucking transgender stuff. One or two things are going on here. We talked about this on today's show, Deez. Either A, you have a mental issue, a dysphoria issue. Okay. It's just like, what if your kid wanted to come home and chop his leg off because he felt it didn't belong? No, there's no way. There's no way that's happening. You need help. Same thing with chopping somebody's pecker off. All right. So it's either that or this has become a fucking fad and people are encouraging this for a reason. There's a reason behind everything. That's all I'm going to say about it. But we had a really good discussion. I find that most liberals that I discuss this with that would be bleeding heart supporters of liberal candidates don't know this stuff. They just simply don't know. I don't want to say uneducated because uneducated is kind of a kick in the nuts. It's like, well, you're just not educated. No, we're not saying that. You're just not informed. Once they become informed, their shit starts to change. They start to take on not a conservative view, a logical view, because most people
Well,
don't know this stuff's going on.
I mean, I think a big part of it is that people tend to hang around with people with their own beliefs. Not always. I mean, I've
Correct.
got liberal friends, but for the most part, and if you feel a certain way about a certain issue or whatever, and like for example, if you're a liberal and fuck Donald Trump type thing, you're not going to turn on Fox News or go to the Gateway
No,
Pundit or listen to anybody that is viewed as conservative. You're going to turn on CNN or MSNBC or whatever. So you're already getting the skewed view. And, like the thing about that whole story that you just sold that blows my mind is how in the hell Ray
yeah, Ray
didn't know
Ray.
anything about the Bud Light thing.
He
Like,
he just
I
didn't.
mean,
He does not.
he goes to the bar,
He's so
not a lot,
busy.
obviously, but well,
He's
yeah.
so busy. I mean, this guy rescues animals, okay? He's a videographer. I mean, he's just so busy. And you really got it.
Oh,
These, you know
I'm
this.
sorry.
What?
He can't hear us. He can't hear us right now. He's not watching, but yeah.
He's a great person. And he's going to watch
No,
this
no,
because I even asked his permission to tell the stories.
not Ray. Look at the comment I just put on the screen. Son of a bitch.
What?
I hope it's raining. You don't see the
Oh,
comment on the
yeah.
screen?
Yeah, McKinsey's.
Yeah.
Ryan
Yeah.
McKinsey's down in Myrtle Beach, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
hope it's
saw that.
raining, bastard.
Yeah, I hope it is. I hope it's raining. I hope it's monsoon down there in Myrtle Beach, McKinsey. No, I love you, man. You're a good dude. Um,
Enjoy your vacation.
yeah, absolutely. Enjoy
Dick.
your vacation. You earned it. Your wife has a spot in heaven for putting up with your ass. That's all I can
Right?
say. Right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's got to be
anyway,
one of
back
those things. Anyway,
yeah.
back to Ray Ray. No, Ray Ray's a good dude. But he's busy. He doesn't, and that's what most of the people in America, okay, really do. They just ignore politics. They go on about their business unless somebody's got a friend like you or me or whatever that tells them about this. They don't know about it. They don't
And
look at how
he's probably
much.
not on socials much
No, look at how much show
other than
prep
to
we
promote
do.
the animal shit.
We go through CNN, PMSNBC, PMSNBC. We go through Fox News, we go through Gateway Pundit, we go through all these looking for stories that are pertinent to cover. And then, look, everybody, once you get one of those stories from either one of those, whether it's Fox, CNN, Gateway Pundit, then you got to cross reference it. So this is our lives. This is what we do the whole week is go through and look at these news stories and verify them. Not a lot of people do that. That's not a common thing. Yeah, it's just so it's our job not to bring our opinions. And like I told him, I said, I'm not going to argue with you. If you tell me the sun's shining and it's fucking midnight, I'm not going to argue with you because your reality is that. That's what you believe. If you raise a kid, okay, you put the kid through 12 years of school and you tell this kid every day that 2 and 2 equals 5. When he graduates high school, 2 and 2 equals 5. And then somebody comes along and goes, no, it's actually 4. Well, the kid's not going to believe it. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But it's always good. I've seen so many people, once they become informed that this shit's going on, it's like they're like somebody lets the air into the room.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I talked about with Chrissy. You know, as you're just coming into voting age and things like that, you know, you start hearing things. And like my cousin who used to host Hanging with Deez with me, he was big Bernie type, you know, free shit, blah blah blah. And I was like, you know, it all sounds great. Look, in a perfect world where we could have fucking free healthcare and free this and free that, awesome. But you have to look at the bigger picture. Like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Somebody's
You know,
paying for it. And
yeah,
it's us.
yeah.
I mean, it
And
really
when you
is.
get older, you start to understand that you know, and then, you know, and that was, yeah, what, 2016 or whatever, whenever Bernie was big.
Yeah.
I mean, now just over these last 5, 6, 7 years, the left has gone so far fucking left that, you know,